Awesome. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Yeah, absolutely. That passion goes a long way, as far as having. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So you hit the nail on the head as far as having, I know when I was going through the recruiting process, and a lot of these guys that I've had over the past 10 years go through the recruiting process, they do throw around the whole family cliche quite a bit. What, as far as a day in a life of a Michigan State baseball player, right? Do you guys try? I mean, you guys try to make it feel like a home environment to them. I mean, as far as getting out and recruiting guys, and I'm sure going to their houses and meeting their families and so on and so forth. How do you present that? Okay, like if you're going to talk to a parent, how would you present that to them as far as making Michigan State be the program for them? What would kind of be your one sentence that you would tell them that makes Michigan State stand out from the other schools? Mhm. Yeah. Right. Yep. Right. Right. Hmm. Right. 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 Awesome, awesome. So let's go to the current roster, okay, that you guys have, at Michigan State right now. It looks like you guys have what 14 freshmen, six sophomores, roughly. It seems like you guys have kind of a young group this year, or somewhat young, right? You got quite a few juniors. You got some guys returning from last year's group, some top arms, just by stats, as far as Justin Alleman, Mick Van Vossen, Cam, is it Vo? The last name, yeah, Vo. So, what's your expectations out of this group, and as far as who you have returning, and what would you say? What defines leadership to you out of this group? Okay. Okay. Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay. Okay. Nice. Right. Good, good. So, and kind of going back to obviously with some changes in the NCAA, they made the change to go to BB core bats, right? And then now they're making the change to go to the lower seam baseballs. Have you seen that has an effect on how you recruit versus what you used to back when the bats were BESR, so to speak, back in my playing days, right? So have you seen that has a huge effect, or is it change your mentality of how you recruit? And what would you say about the changes that they've made? Hmm. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Awesome. Okay, good, good. Yeah, and I ask that question, quite often because some people are like, yeah, before when you were seeing the guys hitting, 20 plus home runs in high school, those days have changed. Those guys are, it's the first baseman that's 6'6", 240, that's dropping bombs, and now he may run a 7'5", 60, and now that changes the dynamic of my team and how I would recruit for that team, right? And I ask that question quite often. So I figured it would be a good question for you guys to see how that whole recruiting trail looks for with the changes of the BB core stuff and the ball. So yeah, absolutely. Correct. Correct. Right. Right. Absolutely. So now this is kind of an important question, I think, for our viewers and guys that listen in on the podcast. Just because, as a call it select college development program like what I have with the Midwest Prospects, um, there was a video that I was fortunate enough to come across, and I heard about it actually at ABCA down in Orlando a couple weekends ago, and it's crazy to hear that there's 40 million youth athletes, and 70% of those youth athletes stop or quit playing a sport by the time they're a freshman in high school. So, do you feel that in today's age, right? I mean, obviously you've been coaching for quite a while, and you've seen how technology has changed a lot of people's mindset, as far as more so parents, right? And how they get their kids to the next level. Okay, technology's had a huge impact on that. So, what would be the reason why you think that 70% of these athletes are quitting sports? Do you feel that the parents are putting too much pressure on them? And how do you guys go about recruiting? Do you guys use a lot of technology for that? Or like you said before, it's about seeing that person play, right? Mhm. Right, 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 nice. Yeah, it is. Right, 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 right. Sure, sure. Right. Yes. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So, do you feel that the parents are putting too much of an emphasis, especially on high school players? Let's say that they get past that freshman year and they're playing high school ball, and you know, they could be on a pretty decent you know, select program, travel program, whatever. Do you feel that they're putting too much pressure on these kids today? Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Right. 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 And that was kind of, you know, if you go down and look back at, you know, my route to in my baseball career. Granted, I was fortunate enough to get the chance to play independent ball, but you know, I signed at Eastern Michigan, went to a junior college, ended up there for 2 years, and then went to, you know, Northern Kentucky University at that time, which was a Division II program. And I feel that, you know, what it would have been nice to stay at a Division I school. Absolutely. Was that right for me at that right time? I don't know. You know, I mean, I feel that I grew up. You know, there's some guys that, you know, they may be baseball mature but socially immature, right? And it takes that learning curve of getting some college experience before they can actually understand their path, so to speak. So yeah, I completely agree with that. So a couple more questions and we'll get wrapped up. First is you came out with a book, right? And yeah, and that's great. That's great. You know, I haven't read it yet. I do plan on reading it. Tell us a little bit about that. You know, what enticed you to write a book first off, and mhm, mhm, Yep. Yeah. I'm sure. Mhm. Very cool. Very cool. So in closing, basically, the question would be, out of the roster you currently have, okay, what do you, I guess, what are you looking for out of the, whether it be the 2016 class, 2017 class? Obviously those can change, and how many did you guys ink in the early signing period, so to speak, in baseball terms? But what are you guys looking for? Mhm. Right. Right. Mhm. Right. 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 Okay. Perfect. Right. Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. So and this is the final question for you, is what events do you guys like to attend? Okay, so obviously, the select baseball world, multi-billion-dollar industry across the country, and what do you guys like to attend? Obviously, Perfect Game does a great job. They tend to attract some very solid teams. There's some good local tournaments here and there. There's obviously a bunch of showcases. Some people say that showcases are strictly just money makers, for people. But if someone is interested and they want Michigan State, they want Coach Boss to be able to see them. What kind of tournaments, as a coach or as a parent looking at showcases, or possibly even attending a Michigan State camp? What if you were to rank those and by event? How would you rank those as far as the way you recruit and the way your staff recruits? Hmm. 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 Right. 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 Okay. Hmm. Right. Good. Very good. Very good. Well, Coach Boss, I appreciate your time today. Obviously, it was great getting to talk to you again. Obviously, knowing you and being able to see you years ago, face to face. Yeah, yeah, way back, man. It's hard to believe it was 13 years ago or so. So, anyways, it's crazy. But we obviously hope that the Michigan State program has great success this year and in the upcoming future. And we look forward to seeing you in the summer and getting guys in front of Michigan State coaches. And so I do appreciate your time, and we will be following up and continuing this process, and hopefully we can even get on another broadcast here, maybe towards at the end of next season, just to kind of get your thoughts on some things. So I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to hearing you soon, and seeing how you guys are doing, following you guys. So. All right, Coach Boss. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Take care.